hopefully you can all see that. So Greentech South, based at the University of Portsmouth, and our free energy efficiency audit event today. That's a couple of our members on the right. I don't know who the grey-haired old boy is, but that was Extinction Rebellion a little while ago when we were still allowed to mingle. So today I'm going to introduce Greentech South, a little bit about what we do and why it will be really good for you to be engaged with us. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Emphasize ERDF project, which is basically funding the free energy efficiency audits. Some of the benefits of this will come from Pete Schofield, who is our accredited supplier delivering the energy efficiency audits. And then we've got two case studies. We've got Elaine Kearney from Oxford Innovation, based at the Borden Innovation Centre, which is still thriving in spite of the pandemic. And we have Hagop Matossian from Bowtie Construction. Both of these companies have received an energy efficiency audit, and they will be telling you what the process was like, the good, the bad, the ugly, and hopefully mostly the value. We're going to take questions and answers at the end, hopefully some answers. So if you could use the chat function to raise any issues, any concerns, any questions that you might have, and we'll endeavour to answer them in the last session. So who are Greentech South? There's a few images there of our team. Alice in the middle visiting a client using an exercise bike to create energy. Matt and Joe speaking at an event where before the lockdown. Myself standing in front of a nicely designed poster. Greentech South has been around for, well, a good number of years now, and it's probably worth your time just having a quick look at what we have been doing, why we're still here, how we've progressed over the last 7, 8, 9 years. The most important part of that slide is that in 2019, we raised over £10 million from government, from the EU, to support local businesses as we transition to a zero carbon economy. And that's some of the funding that I'll be talking about today. So who is eligible really for the funding? This does come under state aid, and on the right of that slide, you can see that we're covered under de minimis, which means that you can have up to €200,000 of state aid over a rolling 3-year period without exceeding state aid laws. The criteria on the left relates to small, medium-sized enterprises who are the ones that are eligible, because it is felt that they should be given some support against the mighty corporates. I've also mentioned in there that we've got another state aid called GERBA 28, and that covers the innovation support that we provide. So the Emphasize CO2 reduction project, starting on the left, got £2.6 million from the European Union, and even though Brexit has now happened, that money has been sitting with the UK government for many years now, and it has to be spent, or we will be sending it back to Brussels. And you can imagine how popular that will be. 2 universities involved in delivering this programme, Portsmouth and Winchester, and our overall aim is to reduce carbon emissions by 2,000 tonnes in our region. We've got 3 main interventions in this. What we're talking about today, the free energy efficiency audits, which is the whole point of this event. But we also carry out innovation audits and and following on from those audits, we provide energy efficiency and innovation grants. The programme has been running for just over a year. We've still got another 18 months to go. There is still money in the pipeline, in the pot. So if you are interested in energy efficiency or looking to innovate a low carbon solution, then please come and talk to us. So how to get through the process? Erin, our social media marketing person, has designed 2 very nice infographics, which we will share with you afterwards. But it's fairly straightforward. Fill out an expression of interest form, meet with the team. That's a really important part, because we've got some very experienced members of staff now in how to get these, make the most of these audits and the grants. So Matt Pullinger on the call has already done, well, a huge number of these grants and energy efficiency audits already. Once you've had your meeting with a member of the team, we then carry out the audit, which GEP and Pete Schofield will be talking about in a minute. And if you want to, following the audit, actually apply for a grant as well, based on the findings of the audit, then we go through that process as well. The grant application has to be reviewed by a panel of independent industry experts to make sure that using taxpayers' money to reduce your carbon is a good use of that money. But I have to say that I think the success rate, and Matt will contradict me in the chat box if I'm wrong, is around about 85 to 90%. And I'll run through some of the reasons that we've given those grants out. If you just wanted a free energy efficiency audit, then that is possible as well. You don't have to apply for the grant, but obviously the grant that's funded at 36% of the cost of the project could be hugely valuable, well, is hugely valuable in bringing down the cost and giving you a shorter period of time in which to get a return on your capital investment. Again, the process is very similar to just applying for the audit and the grant, so I'm not going to go through that slide again. So what's been eligible? What have we actually funded so far? Most popular and the big winner has been LED lighting, that has had the biggest impact on a company's energy bills and on their CO2 reduction. It really is a no-brainer. The very first one we did, the payback time on it with our grant of 36% was reduced to 14 months. So very, very nice to put that in front of a finance director who's obsessed by money and say, look, once the 14 months is up, then it's all profit to us. Solar power, any renewable energy, very, very important. We've done some for ground source heat pumps as well. Insulation of properties. We don't always necessarily recommend that you put grass on the roof of your business, but it is insulation. And on the left-hand side of the bottom, electric vehicles and charging points. This is one that we're really, really keen on, because in 2030, we're all got to be driving electric vehicles, or any new car will have to be an electric vehicle. So you might as well get in early for your business and get these put in place. Ground air source heat pumps and things like voltage optimization, putting in anything that will reduce the amount of energy that you are using. So quite a wide range of projects that we have supported. The process now is going very, very quickly. It's normally 6 to 8 weeks to get approval or less, and then the funding is released or paid out once the work is done. But what we need to do is ask you to start, first of all, with the energy efficiency audit. There's some links there about the other things that we do at Greentech South. We're a part of the Future South organisation partnership. We're also part of Clean Growth UK, which is a UK-wide network of clean growth companies and organisations. We're based at the University of Portsmouth. We do a lot of work with Innovate UK. We've just submitted a bid for millions for one of our companies, and many others have gone in as well. So that's some of the stuff we do. I would urge you to become a member of Greentech South if you aren't a member already, because you will then have access to all of the events that we run, newsletters, grants that are coming up, basically valuable information. Erin does a monthly newsletter, so it's well worth signing up for Greentech South. So without any further ado, I'm now going to pass you over to Peter Schofield of GEP Environmental.